Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to Maximize Your Monday. Listen, if you've been a part of the live coaching series that we hosted on last week, let me know in the comments. Let me know how your experience was on last week as we share more about niche coaching and how to grow your coaching business as a niche specific coach. We're going to dive in and we're going to keep it moving and keep it going. Hey, Coach Madonna. So, welcome to the space, everyone. Welcome to Maximize Your Monday, the Masterclass. This is exclusively for the coaches here inside of the Christian Women Called to Coach community, where we're here to really help you gain a better understanding of your assignment in coaching and really helping you unlock and understand God's purpose for your assignment in coaching. So we talk a lot about niche coaching, about niche marketing, and really gaining clarity on your niche so that you can align your coaching message with your life's purpose so that you too can generate profit. So today we're focusing on what's our topic for today? I wrote it down. Let's see. We're talking about how to shift from life coach to a niche specific coach. So last week we talked a lot about the different types of coaches. If you missed any part of that, there are replays available here inside of the community. So I encourage you to go ahead and check out one of the replays from last week. We did a live training session on called to coach. Now what? So now that you've been called to coach, what do you do next in your coaching business? And so we spent the entire week really understanding purpose, understanding niche coaching, understanding niche marketing. We talked about the seasons of coaching, defining success in your coaching business, and then we talked about defining what your next level looks like in your coaching business. So make sure you go and check out the replay, and I'm hoping that you're able to apply some of the strategies, tips, and wisdom that we shared on last week to your business so that you too can grow and reach the revenue goals that you desire to reach in your coaching business. So today we're going to talk about how to shift from life coach to a niche specific coach. And what does that mean? I've been being intentional with providing more information and education on what niche coaching is and how niche coaching is your next level in coaching. How niche coaching is what sets you apart in the industry. Niche coaching is what's going to increase your visibility and establish you as the expert. We talked about the different type of coaching types. We've talked about the business coach and the life coach. We talked about the health and wellness coach, the career coach. These are all basic coaching categories that most people gravitate to when they enter into the coaching industry. And so what we do here at Chase Gray University is we help you really understand the specific problem you're called to solve in your coaching type so that again, not only are you aligning your life's purpose with your coaching message, but you're also generating profit as well. So if this is your first time joining us for Maximize Your Monday Masterclass, welcome to the room. Welcome to the room. I am LaToya Early. I am your vision coach here to add clarity, confidence, and expansion to the vision that God has given to you in coaching. I am also the founder of Chase Gray University. We are a niche certification company for Christian coaches, and we are here to really help you understand God's purpose for your life in your coaching business. And today we're going to talk about how do you make the shift. For those of you who jumped into the industry, or maybe you're just getting started, you're saying, LaToya, I'm still finding my way through. LaToya, I'm still trying to figure some things out. Listen, I have something for you. So make sure you stay tuned to the end of this training because I have some great things that I want to share with you. If you're in that space where you're trying to figure out what's next, you're trying to figure out how do I make this make sense? LaToya, I don't have a coaching program. I don't have a price point. How can I get started? We're going to talk about that. And then I'm going to talk to my coaches who have some sort of idea of where they're going and what type of coach they are. And now you're ready to take your coaching business to the next level and make sure that you're doing the exact thing that God has called you to do while generating profit. One thing that we want to help you do is really build out a coaching business without compromising your kingdom assignment. And so to do that, you have to understand what your assignment is. You have to understand what kingdom is and how to integrate them two together, without without compromising yourself, without compromising your message, without, struggling and going through the different challenges of taking your business to the next level. So let's talk about shifting from a life coach to a niche specific coach. If you're joining me, make sure you come into the comments. Let me know you are here. Say good morning. Say hello. It's not morning. Say good afternoon. Let me know who's in the comments, or in who's viewing us. Let us know in the comments. I want to know who's watching. Make sure you come in and introduce yourself. Let me know what type of coach you are. And if you are aspiring or if you are growing, if you're aspiring or if you're growing, I share with you guys all the time, there is no such thing as a new coach because you aren't new to coaching. You're only new to monetizing your coaching business. And that's okay. We all have to start somewhere. So let's go ahead and jump into today, how to shift from life coach to a niche specific coach. Is it still morning, Madonna? Okay, well, good morning to you, Madonna. We're going to talk about how to shift from a life coach to a niche specific coach. And what is a niche specific coach, right? And this is shifting from a life coach, from a business coach, from a career coach, to from a health and wellness coach. How do I shift? LaToya, I've already started to brand myself as a life coach, as a business coach, as a health and wellness coach, as a career coach. How do I shift? LaToya, I haven't identified in any of these categories because I don't know which one I am. Well, you're in a great place to be. If you haven't even really gravitated to a specific coaching type, then you're going to want to hear this out as well. When we talk about life coaching, of course, we're talking about the coach who's called to the life of their client, whether or not it's, time management, weight management. Maybe you're trying to, maybe you have a weight loss goal. Maybe you have a money goal. These are all different types of life coaches who are going to come into your life to help you sort through some of the roadblocks and barriers that are keeping you from reaching the level of success that you desire. Then we have our business coaches who focus solely on you building out the business that God has given you. We have our career coaches who are assigned to maybe helping you increase the skill, your current skills in your workplace, or help you sharpen up your resume so that you can go after the promotion or go after the new job. So these are the different types of categories or coaching types that we're most familiar with in the coaching industry. When we talk about niche specific coaching, we're learning how to become a specialist or an expert in solving a specific problem in those different coaching areas, right? So as a life coach, I'll use, for example, we have mindset coach Madonna, who has joined us on today's training. She will be considered a niche specific coach. Why? Because she's focusing on solving a specific problem for the client, while her category or her coaching type may be seen to the industry as a life coach. She is now specifying her area of expertise, which now establishes her as an expert, and it increases her visibility. We do this by acknowledging the problem that we solve in our marketing, right? We do this by acknowledging how we're going to help solve the problem of our client in our messaging. And it's going to require us to be extremely detailed and specific in our language and in our marketing. So when you're shifting from a life coach, from a business coach, from a career coach, from a health and wellness coach, from an executive coach into a niche specific coach, what you're saying is I now want to minimize who I'm reaching so that I can speak directly to the person that I'm called to speak to. Even as an executive coach, how do you niche in an executive space? You can be a leadership coach or a trainer's coach, or you're now saying, okay, while I am called to the executive space, I want to make sure I'm focusing my message and I'm focusing my strategies for a specific person. Keep in mind, last week we talked about the differences between niche marketing and niche coaching. When we talked about niche marketing, we're talking about speaking to a specific segment or demographic of people. When we talk about niche coaching, we're talking about solving a specific problem. So you want to identify in this coaching category, in this under this coaching type, type, what problem do you solve? This is how we shift from being general as a life coach, an executive coach, a business coach, a career coach, a health and wellness coach. This is how we shift from being broad to now narrowing down who we're called to serve in our business. Now we need to identify, okay, once I've identified my coaching type, or my coaching category, now I want to figure out in this space, what problem do I solve? Right? How am I able to serve the client? One of the coaches shared last week, excuse me, y'all. One of the coaches shared on last week how she knows she's not called to be a life coach, right? Because again, as a life coach, in our marketing and in the strategy and the messaging, it is perceived that you're able to serve every area of life for that person. And so what we do here at Chase Great is we help you focus in on your niche, where you're not marketing to everyone trying to solve every problem. What you're doing is you're marketing to a specific person who is experiencing a specific problem so that you can now stand as the expert in solving that problem. Let's use the medical field, for example. I consider life coaches to be general practitioners, right? You know how you go to your primary physician and you go for your physical, you go maybe just to get a checkup. You know, you may go to your primary care physician to go get your annual checkup. And if there's a specific problem that you are up against, what does that primary care physician do? They send you to an expert, right? They send you to someone who specializes in that particular area. Think about if you go to your primary care physician and you go for your physical and your doctors does some test, or you do whatever we do at our annual, and they check your heart and they're noticing maybe the rhythm of your heartbeat is off, or maybe they're noticing, a little bit more whatever they hear when they're listening to our heartbeat. If they're finding an issue, what do? They send you to a cardiologist, right? What happens when you need to go get your feet checked? Do you go to your primary care physician? No, you go to a podiatrist. Is your primary care physician able to correct your eyesight? No, you have to go to an ophthalmologist, right? And so this is important because I want you to see the significance of your assignment in the coaching space, especially if we're going to align our life's purpose with the messaging of our coaching business. This is how we're able to operate simultaneously and make sure that we're showing up in purpose daily. We've been talking about it all last week, how purpose is what sustains you through all seasons of business. So I want you to take a moment. I want you to identify, what problem was I called to solve in my coaching business, right? You're looking for the secret to increasing your visibility. How am I seeing more? How am I able to stand out amongst the other coaches or in the industry? How am I able to stand out in the marketplace? The number one key way is identifying your lane, identifying your niche. What problem am I called to solve in the industry so that I can stand out as the expert? Right? So when we talk about how to shift, we're talking about, okay, I've identified that I'm called to an aspect, the life of a person, but what particular aspect of their life am I called to? It's so funny. I laugh because when I was first called as a vision coach, I struggled with it so bad that I wouldn't just introduce myself as a business coach. I would just tell people I was a business coach because, number one, I didn't want to have to go through explaining to you what a vision coach was. And number two, I was still trying to figure out what a vision coach was. And um I didn't think it sound good enough to be paid for, right? I struggled with that. I didn't think being a vision coach sound professional enough. I didn't think it sound good enough to establish a multiple six-figure brand using this type of titling. And so I struggled for a very long time. And it wasn't until God like really checked me and told me to trust what he's called me to do. So I had to take some time, and I had to now remove myself from that coaching type or from that category and really hone in on the assignment. So not only am I a business or I serve in the business area, but I also serve in the life area. So I'm like a business life coach, right? However, because that's not clear enough and not specific enough to my audience, I am a vision coach, helping you gain clarity and confidence, and expansion to the vision that God has given you. And so it's important for you as a believer who is a coach to make sure that you are aligning your coaching message with your life's message. This is how you're able to not only sustain in the coaching industry, but this is how you grow in the coaching industry. This is how you grow in life in general. And so when we talk about making that shift, the first thing you want to do is identify the problem that you're called to solve. The second thing you want to do as you're shifting from a business coach, a life coach, a career coach, a health and wellness coach into a niche specific coach is you have to be willing to make the proper adjustments to your messaging. Okay, because again, we're not here to create a message that speaks to everyone. We're here to create a message that speaks to our specific ideal client. Here at Chase Gray, we teach you how to identify that specific ideal client. It's not about, going out and pulling this imaginary person out of the sky. No, you have to sit down and do the due diligence so that you are crystal clear of who you're called to serve. So as you're shifting, not only are you shifting the problem that you're called to solve, you're shifting your messaging, you're shifting the client that you're called to serve, right? And you're shifting your price point because as an expert, you're now elevating into that premium pricing, that premium price point. We're more compelled to pay an expert than we are a generalist, right? And I'm talking to a community full of ladies. So just imagine, if you're going to get highlights, you want to go to the best highlight expert in the hair industry. If you're going to have your hair straightened, you want to go to the best person who can do that. When I was getting my hair done, getting my silk pressed, I was going to someone who specialized in natural hair care, right? If you want to go and you want to add a curl perm to your texture, you want to go to that person who specializes in that, who specializes in cuts, who specializes in color, right? These are important people because you know that they'll be able to solve the problem. And guess what? You're more willing to pay a premium price because you know that they've taken the time to educate themselves in that particular area. So when we're talking about shifting from a general coach, a life coach, a business coach, and let me say this, there's nothing wrong with identifying yourself in these coaching types. If you want to remain a life coach and you're like, LaToya, I'm not trying to get that specific, then that is most definitely okay. Can you still grow? Yes. Can you still make an income? Absolutely. But if you're looking to really stand out and be an expert in solving a specific problem, then you want to niche down in your coaching business so that you can be seen differently, right? So that you can be seen differently. We have so many different type of niches in our certification program. While I've had this question asked before, how are we able to cater to the specific niches? How are we able to cater to the different types of niches that come through our program? Well, the curriculum that we provide our coaches is really personal, right? Each client or each coach has their own personal experience through the program, and they're able to personalize the content and identify the niche that God has called them to. What we do here at Chase Great is we not only support you in the niche that God has called you to, but we help you build your business around that niche messaging. And so that's how we're able to support a renovation coach or a self coach or a trauma recovery coach or Madonna, who is a certified Chase Great University coach, we're able to service a mindset coach, right? Because now, while they've gone through the training of coaching, now they're able to take that coaching and they're able to dissect it and dive a lot deeper into the transformation of their client, right? And so when you talk about transitioning in your coaching space, it's about just shifting the problem that you're called to solve, identifying the problem that you're called to solve, and then shifting your message, right? Shifting your message. So you shift your message. Once you're shifting your message, you then shift the person that you're speaking to, because we're not here to solve all problems for everyone. And that's something that we fall victim of when we get into the coaching space, because we're excited. So we believe our solution can go for every problem. And that's not so. That's not the case. Right? Let's think about it. We all know that drinking so many ounces of water a day is healthy for our bodies, healthy for our skin. It helps us with weight management. And the person who's teaching that knows that this is the way to go. Right. But for the person who may not be in that space or in that season, you know how we've been talking about seasons all week. For the person who may not be in that season, they may not see the benefit to drinking 72 ounces of water a day, or they may not be ready for that type of discipline, or they may not be ready for that type of transition. So while the problem that this person solves does solve a problem, it may not be a problem that this person is ready to solve, or that they even may see as a problem, right? So this is why we can't package our messaging so that it speaks to everyone, because it's not for everyone. Okay, so how do I do this, LaToya? I'll share with you really quickly one way that we help our coaches craft messaging or message, or I'm sorry, help our coaches craft their message so that it speaks directly to their specific ideal client. One thing we help our clients identify are behaviors, right? What are the current behaviors? What I've noticed over the years of coaching is that pain points is definitely a huge area that you want to identify in the client, right? But what I've noticed that a lot of times that clients have been in that position of pain for so long that is no longer painful. And if I'm calling out a pain point that you no longer feel pain from, you won't connect with it. However, if I call out a behavior, right, something that you're doing as a result to that pain, then now I may get your attention because it's different. So I'll use as an example, and I use this quite often when I talk about the multitasking mom, right? The mom who has to go to work, she has to take care of her home, she has to cook dinner, she has to go to the grocery store, she has to take care of all of the responsibilities, right? I'm that mom. I'm talking about me. And I'm talking about how a pain point, if you were to identify, look, how many times we eat out in a week, right? And we don't eat out because I stopped that, but I'm just using this as an example. You eat out so often a week, you may know you've been doing it for so long, you don't even see it as a problem, right? But if you start to call out how, because you're eating out all week, you are spending money, right? You are exhausting so much money throughout the week. That's a behavior. Are you spending more money a week eating out? That's a behavior, versus me being so overwhelmed with my time, which is a pain point. I'm so overwhelmed with my time, I don't have time to cook. So this is why I go out and eat. But because I've been doing it so much, it's no longer a pain. I'm sorry, y'all. Somebody just the people are hilarious. It's no longer pain, right? But the behavior. So now this behavior of me purchasing fast food every day and me exhausting money every day, now this is something that I can connect to, because I've no longer identified the overwhelm as a pain. I've just looked at it as a working mom, right? I've categorized it as this is a part of my duty. We're so used to hearing about superwoman and Moms being superwoman. I don't want to be superwoman. But when you start naming things where I've now embodied this as just a part of my day, I may no longer look at it as a pain. And so these are some of the different ways we challenge the coaches to look at your marketing and your messaging a little different. Why? Because now we're taking our kingdom assignment and we're trying to identify kingdom strategies. And kingdom strategies, when we talk about kingdom coaching, we're talking about coaching and strategy that aligns with the word of God. Kingdom is our it's our position, right? And so we're positioning our messaging, we're positioning our programs, we're positioning our offers so that not only it aligns with the word of God, but that we're drawing others to God's kingdom. That's the overall assignment. And so, if that's what we're going to do, then we may have to take a different approach to how we market our businesses. And so, when we talk about shifting from life coach to a niche specific coach, we're saying, I want to align my life's purpose with my coaching message. I want to align my coaching with the assignment that God has called me to in the coaching space. I want to solve a specific problem. And so February 1st, we're hosting our orientation. We're doing things a little different here at Chase Great in this year because we want to we've always been committed to the process of our coaches, right? That's what Chase Great has always been about. It's committing to the journey and the process of the coaches. But we want to be more hands-on with our coaches here at Chase Great. So we have incorporated cohorts. This cohort, our winter cohort, gives us the opportunity to walk with you as you maneuver and navigate through the program. So we're meeting weekly. We're talking, we're connecting, we're making sure that you're going through the material. We're going through some purpose discovery exercises so that you can be sure that that you've been called to coach and you know what area of coaching you've been called to. And then we teach you how to take purpose and align it with your messaging in your coaching business so that you can generate profit, right? And so, with this new approach to how we're now serving our coaches, we are expecting a massive transformation in our coaches, not just in their businesses, but in our coaches' lives. Because let's be honest, it's hard to show up and serve when you struggle. It's hard to show up and serve when you're still broken and defeated in a particular area. I get the rebuttal all the time that you're not ready to coach. Sorry, on my computer. That you're not ready to coach because you don't feel like you have it all together. That's the reason why we're not here to help you become a life coach, but we're here to help you solve a specific problem. And we're going to help you solve the problem that you've been called to solve. Right? I feel like there's a delay. Am I delayed? So we're talking about today how to shift. No, Madonna. Okay, thank you. I felt like on my end I was delayed. So we're talking about how to shift from a life coach or a business coach or a health and wellness coach or a career coach. How do I shift? How do I make that shift in my business? How do I make that shift in my messaging? How do I go from I've been doing this for so long, right? How do I make that shift? The very first thing you want to do is identify the problem that you're called to solve. Well, how do I do that? How do I identify the problem I'm called to solve in coaching? That's one of the things we help you do here at Chase Great, helping you identify that problem. Where were you when you needed you? Right? Where did you struggle most where God had to show up to pull you through so that you can now stand as an example, so that you can now stand and share the testimony, right? It's about our testimony. It's about us showing others that while I've gone through this and I was able to pull through, so were you. This is kingdom. These are kingdom principles. This is how we show up as kingdom coaches. And so I wanted to share with you something cool that we have going on here at Chase Great. Number one, we've talked about the niche coaching, the niche certification program for coaches, and we're changing up our wording because again we want to make sure that we are speaking directly to our client. And so we are a niche certification program for coaches. And so in this program, we are now offering a opportunity for you to become a Chase Great Purpose Coach. Being a Chase Great Purpose Coach, we have packaged a coaching program for you to go out and facilitate with others and help them understand God's purpose for their life. This is a very unique program that we're offering here at Chase Great, and it's something that we offered in the very beginning of Chase Great. We called it a purpose party. We are bringing back the It's a Purpose Party concept, where Chase Great is now serving purpose coaches. So if you believe that you're a purpose coach, but yet you have not really started, you haven't created your own programming, you haven't created your pricing, you haven't created your marketing, then this is something that you may want to learn more about. Because what we're going to do is we're going to provide you with your coaching program, we're going to provide you with your marketing materials, we're going to provide you with your website space, we're going to provide you with your email, we're going to provide you with everything you need to really launch yourself as a purpose coach. And there's two different levels to this. You can come in as a Chase Great Purpose Coach, and then you can soon elevate or move to the next level and become a Chase Great Certified Purpose Coach. And so if you're looking to learn more about that, make sure you let me know in the comments or send me an inbox. The course for that is going to be made available in March. We're going to do a 3-day training for that, and we're going to help you market yourself as a purpose coach so that you can help others understand their life's purpose. So while we're going to help you understand your purpose in coaching, you're then going to be able to take the information, the strategy, and the built out program, an already proven coaching concept that we've proven over the course of, let's see, we launched this in 2015. So over the course of 8 years, you'll be able to use this same proven strategy and go out and help others understand the purpose for their life and be compensated for it. So if that's something that you will be interested in, let me know. Again, we're working through the logistics of it so that we can officially launch it, but the training will be made available in March. It's a 3-day training, and again, it is an opportunity for you to be paid as a coach hosting purpose parties. So let me know if that's something that you will want to do. Outside of that, if you're ready to take your coaching business to the next level, you're saying, LaToya, I'm ready to align my life's purpose with my coaching message. Maybe your purpose isn't to help others understand God's purpose for their life. Maybe you're a mindset coach. Maybe you want to focus on helping people change how they think. Maybe you're a trauma coach. Maybe you want to help people heal from their past experiences. Maybe you're a success coach and you want to help others become successful in their business. Maybe you have your own identified niche that you're ready to pursue and move forward in, or maybe you don't know the niche, but you know that it's something and you're ready to move forward in it. Make sure you click the link in the caption and join us for our winter cohort. Know this, that we have a very special scholarship, a partial scholarship available for you. And this was made available to you because someone very special to me blessed our business. Was it a couple weeks ago, blessed our business, and so I wanted to pay it forward. And so this scholarship is now available. It's available for a limited time, but it is an amazing scholarship, and we have not offered our enrollment at the investment that we're offering it right now in a couple years. So you want to go ahead and take advantage of this and click the link in the caption, complete your application, and join us for orientation on February 1st. If you don't have any questions for me, listen, we've been talking about how do I shift from a life coach, from a business coach, from a career coach, a health and wellness coach? How do I shift from this coaching type, from this broad category into a niche specific coach? Doing this is what's going to increase your online visibility. It's what's going to massively shift your transformation in your coaching, and it's what's going to establish you as an expert. So make sure you reach out. Let's go ahead and take your business to the next level. Like, let's go. What are we waiting for? The longer you wait, the longer you procrastinate, the longer you try to figure it out on your own, the longer your client waits. Because there's someone waiting for you, and they can't move forward until you show up and show them how. So if you have any questions for me, please do not hesitate to reach out. We have 10 spots available for the cohort in February. We only have 10 spots available, and we're almost, listen, we are our enrollment is filling up. So you want to make sure that you go ahead and solidify your spot as soon as possible. If you have any questions for me, do not hesitate to reach out. Again, thank you so much for rocking out with me for Maximize Your Monday, the masterclass, and I'll see you guys in the community. Be blessed.